Hello, and welcome to the first 2017 edition of Hempfield Happenings. I'm Julia Campbell, and this month we have a great deal of news and events to inform you about. In this episode, we will be highlighting an event for students to showcase and sell their homemade art, a local roadway construction project that has generated controversy, and a Hempfield student who won an art contest. Stay tuned for these stories and more on Hempfield Happenings. Thanks for staying tuned to Hempfield Happenings. To start off our show, Spooky Nook Sports, a local sports complex, is in the process of completing a new feature, a Ninja Warrior-style training course, to add to the multitude of other activities it offers.
Here at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex, located just 2 miles away from the high school, there's a new project that's underway. And from the view up here, it looks pretty great.
We're in construction of our Ninja Warrior course right now. We're starting to build some of the obstacles. Our warped walls are already completed, so those are really exciting. We have 3 different heights for those. We have the spider crawl, the salmon ladder, the pegboards, the ring toss, foam pit.
Miss Alyssa Stephanadis, fitness director at the Nook, is very excited about the project and hopes that it will bring in new business.
We'll have a lot of people who purchase day passes just to kill the time and have something to do other than watching their siblings play. And then we'll have people who travel from like 45 minutes out, come play for the day. And people who will do our like Ninja Warrior leagues, we'll have camps, we'll have clinics, and we'll have birthday parties.
Since there is such a short drive from school to Spooky Nook Sports, many students have memberships there. I spoke to Brady Lausch, a Hempfield junior, about his opinion on the new addition and what he's looking forward to.
I'm really excited for that Ninja Warrior course to be finished. I think it's going to be really cool when they finish it up. I used the warped wall. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of difficult, but it was a lot of fun.
Luckily for Brady and students like him, the Nook will be opening the new course soon.
So we think it should be done shortly, probably at the end of this year, so the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. Keep looking on social media and in newsletters. We'll be announcing it shortly when it will open to the public. And we're just really excited about it. I think it'll be a great addition to our offerings here at the Nook.
Yeah, just keep a lookout. Hopefully as soon as we plan to have the pegboards done within 2 weeks, and as soon as we have obstacles ready and rolling, they'll be able to use.
So whether you're a member at the Nook or just looking for a place to hang out, the new Ninja Warrior course is sure to challenge any individual looking to have a good time. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Bailey Titter.
5th graders in the district recently completed a challenge to help raise awareness and appreciation for military veterans.
We're doing 22 push-ups for 22 straight days, and this is our last day. The first day we started this was on Veterans Day.
A 2013 study conducted by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs found that about 22 returned soldiers commit suicide per day. A challenge was proposed to do push-ups based on this statistic. And recently, 5th grade students at Landisville Intermediate Center took part.
One of the places I first caught wind of it was on social media, but it's 22 push-ups for 22 days just to recognize these soldiers that have taken their lives.
In the nature of social media and pop culture challenges, the idea was spread to Mr. Podgorski, which he then shared with his 5th grade students.
We have a lot of vets at our gym, and one of the vets, he actually has PTSD, and he did the push-ups with us one day at the gym to recognize it, and then I thought it would be a great idea to get the kids doing it, because I think it's important for our students to recognize what veterans are doing for our country and the freedoms we have. That's possible because of what veterans do.
Students were able to better grasp what veterans face by taking part in the push-up challenge and all that it stands for.
We can represent the pain of everybody, mostly because some people just don't really understand war. Their bodies can't really understand it, and they get upset and they do things.
It's just to represent their pain and to raise money so they can help them get through it.
It shows how hard it is to be them, to sacrifice their lives.
Students also showed a clear understanding of the sacrifice veterans make so that their country is protected.
They're risking their lives for other people. If they wouldn't risk their lives, I think people would probably be getting hurt. They are basically out and away from their family while they're saving other people's lives.
They're risking their lives for people like us to save the world.
Marine and high school gym teacher Mr. Nathan Zeckman feels confident that more awareness like the 22 push-up challenge will help prevent veteran suicide.
PTSD is the main cause for veteran suicide, so if the families learn more about it and we get more donations for that, then it'll save lives.
The 22-day push-up challenge can give people the opportunity to raise awareness for PTSD and veteran suicide prevention. For Mr. Podgorski and his 5th grade students, it did just that. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Joel Pletcher.
The Lancaster Rotary Club has teamed up with the Hempfield Club in order to better prepare students for their futures.
And where my fathers died, land of the pilgrims bride, from every mountainside.
For some students, getting that first job isn't as easy as it seems. That's why a local Rotary Club is helping students seal the deal. Since presenting at a Rotary Club meeting with Dr. Becker, Dr. Joding Harrington talks about how the Rotary Club will further be getting involved with the Thursday Club.
A short time later, we were approached again by Mr. Forey and 2 of their officers and asked if there was some way they could help us and work with us for the Thursday Club as one of their outreach programs. The job, the interview help, and the career part of it is actually twofold. The first part is for work with the students that are no longer active in the Thursday Club, the juniors and seniors that are now actively out there looking for a job or have a job. And that part is for people from the business communities, from the business owners side, to come in and work with small groups, 2 or 3 students at a time, and talk about how to fill an application out, the information needed, how to get and keep a job in today's market. The second part is to work with the current Thursday 9th grade boys and 9th and 10th grade girls to come in and talk to them about career expectations, things that they might be interested in, and then start the process with how to fill out an application. You know, simple things like knowing your social security number, knowing how to get and receive and push to the system a recommendation from a teacher or from a peer.
Rotary organizations worldwide work towards helping those on a global and local level. The Hempfield chapter reached out to the high school to see how they could benefit their Thursday Club. Chief Financial Advisor and Rotary member Mr. Dan Forey explains how they will help club members gain knowledge to become part of the workforce.
We may come in later in the year and sit down with some folks that are actually filling out applications for jobs and giving them some pointers on that and look at it before they actually submit it to help in that way. So I think, you know, as I talked to Dr. Harrington and Dr. Becker, you know, I think the kids are excited to get that firsthand impact and experience with those folks, to sit down to talk, to understand. You know, from an employer standpoint, what are they looking at? What are they trying to see in, you know, whether it's a part-time help or full-time help sometime along the line? What does it look like, and what is the employer's perspective without the pressure of, you know, the first time having that interaction?
Good evening and welcome to the 2016 Variety Show.
For this December's variety show, Student Council decided to donate the $2,520 raised to the Hempfield Thursday Club.
In January of this past year, we decided to give a gift to each member of the school board, and we decided to give a donation to different Hempfield charities in their honor. And we realized in doing some research for trying to find a different charity for each member of the board that we have a lot of Hempfield charities who could use some funding. And so we thought that it would be a great positive change to what we do with the variety show to give all of the money to something in our own community.
With the help of the variety show and Rotary, the Thursday Club is well on its way to helping more students gain knowledge of the workforce. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Quentin Hernandez.
Students throughout Hempfield School District showcased homemade gifts available for community members to buy.
This year at the Holiday Shop, students are combining both small business skills for the future and the holiday spirit.
The Hempfield Holiday Shop is a holiday shop for student mini businesses to showcase the work that they do in their classrooms.
Mini businesses are a way for students to learn the skills they would use in an actual job setting.
I'm working on my business skills and mathematical skills.
They get hands-on experience making, following directions, creating the crafts that they're making. There's a lot of hands-on experience that they get. They also get a lot of experience here. They get to work with money, making eye contact with people, speaking, using their manners, making change. There's all sorts of good skills that they get to practice.
Not only do the mini businesses provide important life skills, they are also an outlet for students to create gifts for community members to purchase.
We're selling little hats and the snowman.
We are making sugar scrubs.
We make little hats and then we made like snowman clips. People like want to get gifts for their like parents or for their like children or family members, family.
People like it. It's a different way to buy stuff. So you're not going to the department stores, you can buy stuff handmade by the students of Hempfield.
With the high volume of customers and positive responses from shoppers, students, and teachers, the holiday shop proved to be a success.
I think our students love it. I mean, it's a great way to spend the day and do something fun. This is our first event, so we had no idea what to expect. We are overwhelmed with the outpouring of the community, so we're very happy.
Due to the positive outcome of the holiday shop last month, another similar event will be held on March 30th, 2017. Be sure to come out to support Hempfield mini businesses. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Julia Gibbons.
Catherine Morgan, an elementary student at Hempfield, recently won an award for the state-sponsored drug-free calendar contest.
Catherine Morgan, a student at Landisville Intermediate Center, won an award for her submission in the 2017 Drug Awareness Calendar Contest here in the capital of Pennsylvania, Harrisburg.
My art teacher told our whole class that we're doing like a drug-free calendar, and I thought it was really cool. It was really good, and the history was really cool, and the statues were really pretty. It's good to help other people in the community.
She worked really hard on coming up with the idea and then, realizing her vision on paper. And then to win, there was, I think, almost 900 entries from 300 schools in Pennsylvania. So to be picked, I think, was, extremely proud. And I think you just have to be very, open with your children and talking about it and being able to express yourself and talk about drugs in your home so that kids realize that they're dangerous, but that you will always be there for them if they ever needed anything. But I think this program is a great way to get kids kind of openly talking about it in a way that's easy, drawing and expressing themselves.
We have been doing it for 20 years. This is our 20th year to the 20th calendar that we've put together. So it's definitely something that we've been doing. That's a tradition in the office, and that's a successful event for educating students and the public about the dangers of drugs. The goal of the contest is to allow 5th grade students to talk to their peers about the dangers of drug use and how that could lead you down the wrong path. Our goal is to be able to allow teachers and adults in these families' homes to use this as a teaching opportunity to talk to their kids and to talk to their students in a safe environment about the pressures that they might face, whether it be at that age or when they get older. Heroin overdoses are on a steep rise in Pennsylvania. It's an epidemic and it is a problem. Our goal at the Office of Attorney General is not just to prosecute and arrest people for these things, because it's a strong belief of our office that you cannot arrest your way out of this problem. It has to come with education. It has to start at an early age. You can tell from as many entries as we get in that teachers are talking to their students, and students are actively participating in imagining what a life without drugs is like and what a life on drugs would be like.
Whether it be a student, a parent, or the government, it does not matter. As long as we are all on the same page of the calendar, we can all make a difference. For Hempfield Happenings, this is Keen Fulton.
A new local vegan restaurant may have a special menu, but it caters to everyone and aims to provide classic meals with a vegan twist.
Here in Lancaster City, small businesses are growing, and this one is really taking root.
Root owner Rob Garbstis and his family became vegans 7 years ago when his father was diagnosed with cancer.
I would make basically my food and then slowly get them weaned off it. My father and I did a 14-day, it was called McDougall Challenge, where the food was terrible. It was horrible. But we stuck with it, and for 14 days he felt better, I felt better.
So Rob chose to open in Lancaster City because of the recent growth it has seen.
The city has been growing fantastic through the last probably 4 or 5 years, and it just, I don't know, it just seemed like a right fit.
Root aims to fight the stereotypes.
Once you start getting involved and showing them that we're not this weird, freaky place, then it starts to become more easy to not turn them vegan, but at least get them to try the food and everything.
I think it's important for people to know that we're not just a bunch of like raging hippies and that we come at it from a bunch of different standpoints. And I think it's important for us to, especially in an age, like a more globalized age, it's important for us to try to have compassion for all individuals, and that I think should expand to animals as well.
Root caters to vegans and non-vegans alike.
I think you have to be willing to try some different things, which it was exciting for me to see some things on the menu that I would like if it was not vegan, and then try it in the vegan form and realize that it's actually really good and probably better for me in the vegan form than in the non-vegan form.
We watch sports and we listen to great music, and it's, you know, it's just a regular bar atmosphere. It just serves a different kind of food, that's all.
Whether you're a vegan or just want something to drink, Root has something to satisfy all. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Christian Groff.
Speaking of food, the 7th annual Hempfield Gives Back Food Drive, presented by JK Mechanical, will be held February 6th through March 2nd. The food drive benefits the Hempfield Area Food Pantry, which serves local families. The goal is to collect more than 11,000 pounds of non-perishable food, which can be dropped off in the main lobby of any Hempfield building. Cash donations are also acceptable. Stoney Battery Road is traversed daily by many citizens. However, now that it is under construction, it is causing controversy in the local community.
If you're a frequent traveler to and from Hempfield High School, you may have noticed signs similar to these scattered all along Stoney Battery Road. These signs span from Marietta Avenue all the way down to the Hempfield Rec Center.
This addition of patchy asphalt and steel plates has caused a lot of unrest in the Hempfield community and leaves many searching for answers.
I don't like the vigorous shaking with the car.
I feel like it needs to hurry up.
I would like them to hurry up and finish with the construction because I don't like how uneven the road is.
I think it's inconvenient to say the least, and it's really backing up the roads, and whoever's doing it's not doing that great of a job.
I just don't really enjoy how bumpy it is, so I go out of my way to not drive on that road right now.
I feel like I'm not driving very safely. Do you have any questions for the people that are doing it?
Who is doing it?
I went to UGI headquarters in Reading, Pennsylvania to get answers for some of these concerns.
My name is Joseph Swope. I'm the communications manager at UGI.
Mr. Swope is part of the team at UGI working to put these pipes into Stoney Battery Road. He explains the significance of what most would consider a major inconvenience.
The Stoney Battery project is what we call a reinforcement project, which means that there's been a lot of growth in your area, and that project is designed to accommodate the amount of both residential and business growth in that area.
This accounts for the purpose of the project, but as Mr. Swope explains, the construction is certain to cause turbulence in the road.
What we typically do is we do a temporary patch, which over time will likely get a little bumpy because of that ground settling, and then we'll come back and do the permanent restoration where when you drive over that, you shouldn't feel, any different than if it was we had never been there.
As for those large plates covering the road, Mr. Swope has an answer for that as well.
Well, the steel plates are going to be there until we finish the construction for this year.
Although the project is wrapping up for this year, it is planned to go into late 2017. This will cause construction to go longer than originally scheduled.
We originally thought that we were going to finish that up this year, and we sort of changed course and said, no, this isn't going to work. We're going to zip up half of this and then come back next year. So there's a lot of different factors when you look at construction like this. Projects can go really well, and they can have a lot of difficulty.
So when driving through Hempfield, be safe and be aware. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Bailey Titter.
Centerville Middle School students recently had the chance to develop skills for success with Junior Achievement Day, a program that is utilized across the country.
Recently at Centerville Middle School, students participated in Junior Achievement Day, where they got to learn about personal finance and the road ahead to their future.
Junior Achievement is a nationwide program focused on teaching economics to young minds. Mr. Joel Muma, Hempfield alum and a former teacher, volunteered to spend his day at Centerville Middle School educating with the program.
Their primary focus is career preparedness. And their view is the earlier they can get young people thinking about what they want to be when they grow up and what things they can do now to get themselves on that road moving in the right direction. So when they are ready to market themselves out in the world of work, they have the skills, they have the background knowledge, they've got strategies, and they have a destination in mind. So when they graduate from high school, for instance, they're not caught flat-footed, okay, now what do I do with my life?
Will Schweiger.
The Centerville Middle School students learned a lot from Junior Achievement Day.
I learned how to use my money well when I grow up and get a job, and the difference between a credit card and a debit card, and about credit score.
It was learning how to use credit cards, debit cards, how to make a budget, working with money and all that.
My focus was to differentiate for students between those technical skills, which they oftentimes think is all you need to get a job and hold it, as opposed to soft skills, or what we used to call interpersonal skills, like being on time, treating other people with respect, not bringing a lot of emotional baggage from home with you to the office, that sort of thing.
Junior Achievement Day can be a very beneficial and educational program that affects the lives of everyone involved. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Jack Harrison.
Hempfield students not only develop their math skills in the MathCounts club, but enjoy camaraderie with fellow students.
There's whiteboards over there. Go back there, whiteboard. Go right there with chalkboard, or you can come up here.
Here at Centerville Middle School, there's a club that kids can join where students will be challenged mentally.
Mr. Matt Wagaman has been the coach of Centerville Middle School's MathCounts for the past 7 years.
MathCounts is a club that meets after school, and it's a nationally recognized club. There's a regional competition we go to every year. There's a state competition that we usually get invited to, but you have to qualify for the state competition. That's a really hard thing to do, but kids at Centerville are really good math students, and we're there almost every year.
MathCounts is a nationally known organization, and for the past 30 years, they have been enriching the minds of many students.
There's got to be a little bit of interest in math. I think some kids have a tough time with math, or they have a fear of math, but usually they somewhat enjoy it. Sometimes there's some recruiting going on, because I might have a kid in class that is a really good problem solver, and even though he may not or she may not show all the steps, those sometimes are the kids that are really, really good, because they can do a lot of the work in their head and think ahead and think outside the box.
There are 3 rounds in a MathCounts competition. First round has 30 problems in 40 minutes. The second round has 2 problems in 6-minute intervals, which happens 4 times. Finally, the last round consists of 10 problems in 20 minutes.
There's a sprint round, there's a target round, and then there's a team round. And then based on those scores, determine who goes into the countdown round, usually at the regional or state competition.
The members of MathCounts enjoy the multiple aspects of the club.
I mean, there's definitely the competition at the end is a nice way to finish up the year. The lunch at Millersville is probably the high point of every MathCounts year. I mean, there's food every practice. There's food at the end. There's basically math and food.
I just like trying to push myself and solve the problems as best as I can. It helps with problem solving for me, but I just find it enjoyable.
If we have a question, I'll just get up on the whiteboard and then solve it thoroughly on the whiteboard, and if halfway through it, ask us to solve some of the stuff to keep us in with it.
MathCounts is a unique opportunity for students to get involved in a challenging after-school activity. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Zach Lehman.
Thank you for tuning in to this month's edition of Hempfield Happenings. Be sure to check out next month's show from Penn State University's campus.